What is up, YouTube? Welcome to a brand new episode of SIBZ, West Coast, East Coast siblings. Now, today we got episode 7 of Vikings. Man, I gotta say, this was an emotional episode. I did not expect it to hit me this hard. Usual format, we're gonna talk about the 3 biggest takeaways from the episode, but first I'm gonna give you my initial reaction. Before we get started, if you're new here and you like talking your favorite movies and TV shows, etc., consider hitting the subscribe button and clicking the bell so you don't miss a single episode. We've got videos with our sister channel, the Lagertha, on everything from Witcher to Crisis on Infinite Earth, so be sure to go check them out. Links to everything will be down below. Let's get started. Alright, so the elephant in the room, big takeaway number 1, Lagertha's death and the funeral. This entire episode was kind of paying homage to her character, just taking a moment to really let it sink in that Lagertha is now gone. For those of you who have seen my previous videos, you'll know that while I was predicting Lagertha to go this season, I was not expecting it this soon, let alone episode 6. I mean, I was expecting this to be a big mid-season finale thing that they drop on us right before the break. Part of me was actually hoping it wouldn't happen till the end of this season, and while that would have been great, I really think they were trying to carve out some space for the kids of Ragnar, Rag and Lag to kind of come into their own by the end of the season and have their last hurrah where it's all about them. As we know, Ragnar and Lagertha have had season after season of epic storytelling and adventures. At the end of her funeral, where she's being carried off to sea, which, by the way, they tried to stay as historically accurate as they could, but it was very mild. It wasn't quite as accurate as it should have been, but you know, there's only so much you can really show on TV, and honestly I was okay with that. They did quite enough. But yes, RIP to Lagertha. Again, let me know down in the comments what some of your favorite moments from the character were, and with that we're gonna get into big takeaway number 2, which is Deer is alive and well and is now reaching out to Ivar. So it seems for now that his plans are starting to work. Deer sends a messenger to go contact Ivar, let him know everything's hunky-dory, he's gaining his strength, but until then he'll have to wait for Deer's help in order to, you know, move forward with his plans. Now, for those of you who have seen my previous videos, you know it's nothing new, but I don't trust Deer. I don't know about you guys, but he seemed pretty convinced to me when Oleg was able to guess the identity of his wife, and from then on, I really do think that Deer is truly afraid of Oleg, and so instead of trying to usurp him and overthrow him, I think that Deer is going to double-cross Ivar and try to get back in his brother Oleg's good graces. So while right now things look to be moving in the right direction for Ivar, I still don't trust Deer's true motives and intentions. I think at the end of the day, he fears his brother Oleg much, much more than he fears Ivar the Boneless. Let me know, as always, if I'm tripping down in the comments below. But with that, I'm going to get into takeaway number 3. We have Bjorn now swearing revenge on the unknown murderer who killed his mother. Now, as we've all seen the past episodes, if you haven't, I don't know why you're still watching, but thank you. Hvitserk is the one who killed Lagertha. Now, granted, he was under a hallucination at the time, but Bjorn is not going to listen to any reason. I mean, this is the dude's mother. He doesn't care who you are. You can't bribe him. You won't be able to explain your way out of this. I think one of the big moments before the end of the mid-season finale, which comes up in a couple episodes, is going to be Bjorn getting his revenge on Hvitserk. And we saw as much from the little previews and snippets for next week. So yes, be on the lookout for next week Bjorn to be a detective, find out who KO'd his mother, and go after his revenge. But speaking of next week, I'd like to discuss something with you guys down below. Based on the previews, it seems like Hvitserk, you know, pretty much no fuss, no muss, is at the stake, ready to be burned. Could this not be real? Could it be Bjorn imagining, or somebody imagining, or even Hvitserk imagining his own death for what he did? I would hope so, as the death of Hvitserk this soon would seem unsatisfying to me, especially as he's sworn to go and kill Ivar. So I'd at least like to see a fight between them before he ultimately dies at the hands of Bjorn. But I gotta be honest, based on the previews, it doesn't look like we're gonna get any of that. I mean, is it just me, or does that seem too easy? Let me know, as always, down in the comments below about that, as well as everything that we talked about in today's episode. That's gonna do it for this one, but let me take a moment just to thank you guys so much. The growth and community that's been building here and over on the Lagertha Ledger has been amazing. Thank you guys so much for just being there for us. We went on a hiatus. We'll have more information on that for those of you guys who were there last week. We've been trying to kind of figure out what we want to say before Sid and I come and put a video out kind of explaining what happened and where the channel's going to go going forward. But honestly, guys, I want to say thank you guys so much for all of your comments and your support. You know what to do. If you like the video, subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single episode. And I will see you guys next week for episode 8. Peace.